Welcome, everyone. Welcome. I'm here with Namita, that is one of my clients, and she's a life coach. And we are going to talk about life coaching today, actually. And we're going to talk also about certification of life coaches. So happy to have you here, Namita. Please feel free to introduce yourself, who you are, who you help. I guess the audience would love to know.
Thank you, Angela. Thank you so much for having me here today. It's a pleasure to be with you. I'm Namita Purohit. I'm a life coach, and I serve Indians in India, but mostly outside of India. And what makes my work different is that we draw from our Indian cultural wisdom in coaching people. I used to be a software engineer at Microsoft in the US before this. And yeah, I love being a life coach and I love what I do.
How long have you been working as a life coach?
It's more than a decade now.
Oh, wow, that's a long time. I love your niche, and I just want to highlight that you actually work with Indian, but they live outside of India. Your main audience, right?
Yes, yes. So we do work with Indians inside of India, but I serve my whole, programs are catered to Indians outside of India because they have some unique challenges, living away from the homeland and away from the culture, etc. And they are always looking for another Indian to help them out in their life. So yeah, that's what I like to do. And I understand those challenges myself because right now I'm in India, but I lived there for 12 years in the US, and I understand the challenges of a Western life and how it impacts us Indians and what we can do to serve them better.
That is amazing. And I think it's so interesting because people are so afraid of niching down and find their people. And you have found your people because you can relate to them, right? And they can relate to you because you do understand them. So I just wanted to highlight that, but we are going to talk about life coaching because you started out as a life coach, but now you are actually launching, and that is why we are doing this, because you're going to get an invitation to your upcoming launch, because you run a certification program for life coaches, right? Can you
Yes,
tell me a little bit when you launched this program the very first time?
I launched it in February of 2021, and I was ready with it in September 2020. But I was just busy with a lot of things, and I wasn't sure if people would want to get certified by me. But it so happened that I was ready with the program and I was thinking, yeah, maybe I should launch it at some time, maybe not February 2021, but September 2021, because I had so many other things in business I needed to take care. But one of my video viewers, I have a lot of videos on YouTube, and she reached out to me and she said, I want to learn life coaching from you. How about you make a program and you teach it to me? I said, I have a program ready. It'll take me 6 months. She said, what do you need to be ready in 6 months? Just give it to me. I am like, really, I just want to do it. So I said, fine. She's like so eager. It's so difficult to sell things and difficult to get your first student on any new program you're launching. And that's when I said, fine, I'll give it to her the way it is. And a lot of my content, like because the certification goes on for 6 months. So I said to myself that the parts that are not ready, I can drip it out later. Let me start with the parts that are ready and give it to her. And that gave me the impetus and the motivation to actually make the entire program from start to end and do it. Yeah, so it was more of the push that came from the audience for me.
That
And
that that is, I just love that. I mean, talk about imperfect action, right? So you had some recordings, and she just got that, and you built it out over the time.
I had a few courses. I had the foundational courses ready because I used to give them to my clients as well because I want them to learn even when they're getting coached by me. I just needed some more pieces left. So yeah, I just built it up and I kept adding stuff based on what they wanted. I'm like, would you like to have this in the program? And they're like, that sounds interesting, but no, I want this in the program. So they actually helped me shape it. So I sold in February 2020 to 2 students. And then my program looked good to me. I'm like, wow, this is looking really nice. And they're liking it. So then I sold to another 5 students in August. And then I did a proper launch in September, and that's when I got 13 students. So it was really nice. I liked it. And I also like this certification piece so much is because, I mean, I truly have a purpose. I could have continued being a Microsoft software engineer and probably made a lot more by now, but I really want to share this wisdom that we have, the cultural wisdom that we have in India about how we can serve people in their full potential and growth. And I started thinking that this me coaching people is not a scalable model. Uh, there are 8.5 billion people out there. I can't reach everyone. And I think we're 1/6 of the population is Indian outside. Uh, I can't reach everyone with this knowledge. So if I create coaches, then we'll be able to reach out to more people. And there are so many people who have such good hearts and so much empathy and so much love, and they really want to go out and coach, but they are they're wondering which is the right program and how do we do it. And especially a lot of Indians that I serve, they wanted to be rooted in our cultural values and our scriptures in in the Indianness of it, which we don't get in Western therapy or Western coaching. And there are so many of them who want to coach based on those principles. So yeah, it's great, and I'm loving it. I'm loving what I'm doing, and I'm loving what they are doing with the certification and going ahead and coaching so many people out there who I can never reach alone.
No. Congratulations to everything that you have done, right? Because it
Thank you.
takes some courage. Because a lot of sometimes about, can I do a certification program? It sounds so scary because it's kind of the thing that when you're going to teach others to do kind of a skill, right? But as you said, there's so many people with so fantastic knowledge and want to help people, but they don't know how. And then this is perfect, right? This is really perfect for anyone that is passionate about helping people in somehow, right?
Yeah, yeah. And I think a lot of us have skills, but we get scared in creating a certification program because uh, it takes a lot to articulate the exact steps you follow and to be able to teach that. And I think the advantage I had is being an engineer, that's what we always did. Everything was a step, everything was a flowchart. And that's what I did in my coaching also. So I had flowcharts, I had notes, I had, all those things. And so it was easy to translate that to the students.
So in this certification program that you have, obviously, if you want to be a life coach, it's a program for you. But you also take on coaches that are already working as life coaches to get certified, yes?
Yes, they join me too.
Yeah. Can I ask you, why do you think it's important for life coaches to maybe take that next step and get some kind of certification?
I mean, the life coaching industry is an unregulated industry, right? Anyone can go and, just call themselves a life coach. They can just go and change their LinkedIn profile or their Google business page and they can call themselves a life coach. So in one way, it's great. There's no barrier to entry into the business. But what happens is that the certification helps because you're learning from someone who has been coaching for so many years, who knows the ins and outs of the business, who knows which tools to use when, all of that, the confusions that happen when you start your own coaching and, all of that. So when you take a certification program, it's not the certificate that's so important because the industry doesn't care about the certificate. It's more about learning that entire system, right? Like, okay, what are the foundational principles of human psychology? What are the different ways to motivate a client? How do I take my client from point A to point B? What do I say when my client is stuck, is not able to take responsibility? Or what do I do when my client has these fears? How do I identify? Is there a method? What are their inner barriers? And what is the way to help them overcome those specific inner barriers? And I have these 20 tools. Now, which tool do I use when? Right? And which clients should I take in? Which clients should I refuse? Which clients, how do I set boundaries in my business with my clients? So we have like an end-to-end 6-month program, and the stronger our boundaries are with, that going with those 6 months, we find that the students do well. So it's you're not just getting a certificate, you're actually learning from the expertise of a person who's been there, done that. And the advantage that we have is, as you've always pointed out, is we have an active life coaching company also. We're
Yeah.
right now currently coaching people as well. So we're very current in a lot of these things. So that's how a certification helps, where I have a process. All I need to do is follow these exact steps when I'm coaching my client, and I'm going to be successful. And after the certification, also, we have a community that they can join, a membership they can join to, start their business, grow their business, but also get support in coaching their clients. So you can't do things alone, in the world. We need community, we need support, we need to be with like-minded people. And that's where I think the certification helps. Also, as a certification provider, then I open my network to my students also. That's another win that the students get.
That I want to tie back to a little bit that you said there is no entry level. Yeah, we can see that in all niches, right? Anyone with a phone can go online, claim to be an expert, put up a bio, and do and sell exactly what you do. And the saturation and the noise is extreme. It's even copy and paste taught out there. So I think you are so onto something that actually anyone that have an expertise could launch a certification program. And it's not, like you said, specifically about the certification. It's more like learning from someone that have the skill, that have done it, proved it, and have the track record. But what is important that I really want to kind of put the light on is that you still work as a life coach, because there's a lot of people teaching strategies and things like that doesn't use them themselves, right? And you kind of do the same thing that you are teaching, which means you get the fresh, the latest, the updates. You see the world change because things change, right? And we do the same. We still run the launches, and that is what we help our clients do. And I kind of love that because that gives us a kind of an edge that we actually still do, because you still run your life coach business, yes?
Mm-hmm. I do have my own life coach business, and I used to be the only coach in that business when I started out. But we had some really fantastic students and from the certification program, students I respect a lot. They did really well in the certification, so I invited them to join the team of coaches. Of course, I can't employ everybody who gets certified because they may be a good ease certified coach, but they may not be a great fit for our team because we have a certain audience that we serve, etc. And so now we have, a team of coaches, and through that team, we're able to serve and coach so many more people. And it's amazing because even if they've all gone through the same certification process, they have their own take on coaching. Yeah. And because of all the life experience that they have, and it's amazing the way they're serving the clients that come, and the amount of progress that everyone's working, and how they fall. And what I see is that because they've done the certification, whether they work with me or they go out on their own, they have a very clear process that they're following. There's no confusion for the client at all at any point in time. And I love that. It also helps when you're doing both. You're doing a certification program like I have, and also coaching, because now we're coaching more people. So we have a lot of case studies, and we keep adding those case studies to the certification program because it's real, it's live, and we keep updating the course with those things.
That is another win to actually still run it. And the thing is also that think about the impact. And it's important also to understand that you are not for everyone and everyone is not for you. And now when you have different kind of coaches, you can still have them kind of under the same roof. And the impact and the legacy that creates is massive, right?
Yes.
It's fantastic. And you have a launch coming up, because I wanted to talk about that, because when is the launch?
So the launch is, yes, we have for the coach certification program, we open our school every quarter because we like to have cohorts and then, focus on that one cohort and support them in their certification and learning. So we open every quarter. Now this for June, it's open from June 6th to June 13th for the June cohort. And I'm doing a free 5-day training on life coach career, opportunities, challenges, and earnings. So what I do is during the 5 days of the launch, I tell them everything they need to know about the life coaching industry, what is the opportunity there, And also, a lot of people think becoming a life coach is a get quick rich scheme and they're going to start making six figures from day one. And I like to be very real with my students. That doesn't happen immediately. It takes time, as we were talking about it. It's a curve and it picks up. So that's when I'm doing the launch. June 6th to June 13th is when the cart is open. The first 5 days is when I'm doing this free training, and I invite all of your community, Angela, to also join the free training if that's useful to them.
So we start next week when this is streaming, right? If you watch the replay of this after the launch, make sure you reach out to Namita. But when we are streaming this, it's next week, right? So if people want to join, but they are not from India, they are not Indians living outside of India, can they still join? Because I know that question.
It's not like we're close to people outside of, who are not Indians or who, no, our program is open for everyone. But, I have to niche down when I'm doing my marketing and reaching out to people, etc., so that I don't confuse myself.
Exactly.
But yes, it's open for everyone, because I have tried before COVID, I was traveling across Europe and the US. I did that like 3 times over 3 years, like different countries and different cities in Europe, etc. And I have done so many workshops in Switzerland and Germany and the UK and other places that there were no Indians in those workshops, but the message was common and the message was landing for everyone, because the human experience is the same for everyone. So whatever techniques, even a non-Indian who would join our program and learn from us, they are the same at a human level for everyone, whatever race or ethnicity you may belong to. And so many people are taking up so many Indian things like Ayurveda and yoga and a lot of that. So it works for everyone because we're human beings, we're similar. Yes. So your guests, your audience is invited.
Because I know that will come up as we talked about niching down. So it doesn't matter if you're just interested in how it is to become a life coach and how to be certified. And as you said, Namita, if you are brand new and you go through this, you actually can get help, set up your business, right?
Yeah.
Together with you. And I think that is an important to mention, because some people might be scary. Well, what do I do when I have the certification? I have no idea. Yeah, you keep on working with Namita so she can help you set up the business, right? So I want to touch about the launch, so we kind of don't forget about that. It's a 5-day launch, right? Can you tell us what they are going to kind of learn throughout the launch in itself? What do they kind of leave with knowing?
What the reason I do this launch and this 5-day training is because I want the students who are joining my certification program to be informed very clearly about 2 things. One thing is, what is the life coaching industry and what does that career look like? That's one thing I want them to be very clear about, very real about when they're entering my program. Is because there is a lot of noise outside. Join my program, you'll be rich, and you're sipping pina colada on the beach, and your money is just coming on its own, and no, or you can work with the laptop on your beach and do this. I mean, I don't want to work with a laptop on the beach. I want to enjoy on the beach. So they create this whole persona that this is so easy. All you need to do is this, and then they sell you a lot of products, right? They'll sell you a lot of, and that's how they make the money with the affiliate marketing and things like that. So I like to be very real, very upfront, very clear with people. And that's what I train them in that 5-day training, is what is this life coaching career all about? Should you just quit your job and just one day like now become a life coach, or should you gradually transition? What are the opportunities out there in the online industry? What are the opportunities out there for you, for your unique USP that you bring to the table? What are the challenges in the career? Because it's challenging, right? Angela, you know it more than me, running an online business and doing a lot of these different things. So, what are the challenges involved? What are simple ways to overcome them? And what is the earnings potential? So that's one thing I want them to be very clear about. Because if you are a self-made entrepreneur in any field, whether it's a life coach or any other business, you got to do your marketing.
Yeah.
And what I learned over the last few years is that there's never a point where it's like my marketing is all set and I can just put it on repeat mode. There's always some fine tuning that needs to be done. So I want people to know that. I don't want to scare them, but I want them to just know those things. The second thing that I tell them is exactly what does my certification program have? What are the details about that? What are the things they learn? Why are those things inside? How much time does it take? What is the certification process? How much support do they get from us? What are some of the things that they have to do on their own? So these are the two things I want them to be very clearly informed before they join. And that's what I do in the 5-day training. And I also ask, there's a lot of questions that come in, a lot of imposter syndrome out there. Will I be a good enough coach? I don't know if I can do it. I just got a message yesterday, funny message. She has been a student of our coaching business. Like she's been taking coaching from us and she's got some fantastic results. And that's what happens. People from our coaching business, those clients then want to become coaches because they experience so much transformation. And then she said that I want to become a coach, but I'll do it after 6 months. And I said, you said that to me 6 months ago. What's going on? And then she said, can I tell you the truth? I said, of course, because I don't want to spam you with my emails if you're not looking to become a coach, right? And then she goes, I want to lose weight and look good. And only then I can face everyone in the class and then I can face my clients. I said, when you took coaching from us, did you check us out, like how beautiful we looked and what was our weight like? Or did you just come to us because you were going to get the help that you needed? She said, yeah, I didn't care how you all looked. I didn't even think about it. All I cared was, can these people help me? I said, exactly. And I said, there are so many people waiting out there for you to show up. You've had a unique journey, a unique story, a unique growth plan for yourself. And there are so many other women in the same situation as you were in 6 months to a year before. And why are you keeping them waiting from receiving your help just because you think you need to look beautiful? And she's like, yeah, you're actually right. I didn't think, I need to do this now. So there's a lot of these imposter syndromes out there. There's a lot of time issues that people have, like, will I be able to make time? And the way we've designed our program is we're adults and we have adult responsibilities. So it's the self-learning commitment for anyone who joins my certification program is about 60 to 90 minutes a week. And then we also have a call that they can join every week to get their questions answered, etc. So I'm really excited about my launch. Looking forward to it next week.
Me too. And I think also it's important to think about what you create during the 5 days, because of course they kind of leave, they know everything. They know exactly what they are getting themselves into. And I love that transparency because it's missing in the online space, because we sell these shiny, bright things, laptop, lifestyle, whatever they call it. But in reality, it's a lot of work. We need to be honest about that. It's a lot of work. It's not easy. We need to put in the work. I love that part. And also during 5 days, they get to know you. They get to see you. They get to hear your stories, because you have a story of actually having worked and still work what they want to do, life coaching. And right. It's important that you get that through, because a lot of things when we do a post online, that personal thing doesn't come through, right? And especially when we look at all this copy and paste stuff. And I think that is, in your case and in all niches, of course, really important, right? That they get to know you. So I kind of wanted to just touch back to that, because that is important. That is one of the strengths by showing up live, because it's a live launch, right? It's a live launch. So, and one thing that I also kind of, we just want to mention, just because you mentioned that call with the client, that it needs to be so perfect. No, right? It does not need to be perfect. It will never be perfect. It will never be perfect. As Namita said, you will always try to improve, and you invest and you elevate and you change small pieces every single time, but you don't need to be perfect. It doesn't need to be perfect. Namita sold a program that wasn't even done, pre-selling. that is what we do, right? So I really want, I really kind of loved that call with that client. So you kick off, is it Monday or Tuesday next week?
I kick off on Tuesday because Mondays people get busy, and also I don't want the pressure at the start of the week. I have this lot, so I like to take Monday a little, preparatory time. And yeah, we kick off on Tuesday. That's June 6th, 9:30 p.m. IST. It's a 1 hour training every day. And those who sign up but are not able to make it live get access to the recording. And from June 6th to June 10th, Saturday, is when we have the 5-day training. And June 6th to June 13th is when the coach certification enrollment is also open. So we also had an early bird bonus for those who joined from June 6th to June 9th. And actually, as I learned from you, Angela, we're also taking pre-registrations before even when the launch has started, because there are people who've been waiting for the cart to open, and then we know about them. They've reached out to us, so we're already talking to them this week and hoping to close some of them so that we can be free to serve all those new inquiries that come in next week. So, and I also want to make a mention here to your audience, Angela. You are fantastic. You're wonderful. What I really love about you is the same thing. Is what you see is what you get. I like how honest and upfront you are, how real you are about things, and how you make things simple. As in your coaching. What I've received from you is also that there's a lot of pressure out there that things must be done in this way only, even in marketing. But you just say, okay, if this is what you got, this is what you got. Let's improve this from wherever it is and let's go forward. So I think you're a great gem. You're a very rare person in this industry. And it's a fortune for me to know you, Angela.
Thank you so much for those nice words. I'm so happy. And yeah, it's like you. I love to be transparent, and I love to say what it is, because I think it's too much fluff. I always say that it's too much fluff. It's too much. I was sold a dream, an idea, and a wish when I started online that wasn't true, right? And I don't want anyone else to go through it. Because it cost me a lot of money and a lot of time, and we don't have time. That is our biggest issue, is time, right? So yes. Thank you so much. And I want to encourage anyone that is watching this, if you think about becoming a life coach, work as a life coach, or you maybe already work as a life coach and you want to look into actually getting a certification to elevate above the noise that is online and stand out among all other coaches that is out there, to sign up to Namita's workshop. We're going to post the link below this video. We're also going to post a link to your LinkedIn, because that is where you want them to kind of connect with you, right? So if you watch the replay of this and the launch is already gone, make sure you reach out on LinkedIn to Namita, and make sure that you then sign up for the waiting list. And I also want to really touch a little bit about what you said with pre-selling before the launch. That is not a lot of people that kind of teach that strategy, but you have actually people that have been waiting for months for you to open. So why wouldn't we sell to them, right? They're already there. They don't need to go through your launch, and they're already ready. They just want to maybe book a call or click and buy, right? Right. And so you are actually making sales even before the launch. I love it. I love it, right?
Thank you.
So thank you so much. I want to ask you, before we go, we talked a little bit about imposter syndrome. If you would say something for people that might want to join your workshop here, but they feel like, I'm not sure that I can do it. What is your take on that?
Attending the workshop is free. There's only time investment, and it's an opportunity to learn. And learn and see how things land for you, how they resonate for you. And then if you like it, then, join the program. But the way I think about imposter syndrome is it's a very ego-based thing. It's all about me. I need to be perfect. I need to be the best. And that ego comes in the way of service. Right? I'm not perfect, but if I kept waiting for myself to be perfect because Namita Purohit needs to be perfect, I lose out on the opportunity of serving so many people waiting out there for me. So this imposter syndrome is an ego-based thing that comes in the way of you serving people and truly being an instrument of, helping other people become healed and whole and grow and glow in a very holistic way. Because in the coach certification, we help with the body, the energy, the mind, intellect, and spirituality. We're teaching you all levels of coaching. So, and there's always somebody who needs your help, and just think about yourself as an elder sibling, or if you had an elder sibling or a cousin. When you were in kindergarten, they were in grade 1. Were they a PhD in parenting? No, but they knew what was there in grade 1. And when you came to grade 1, they knew, okay, you should sit in this class in this way, and this is what the teacher wants, and this is how you do it. So even if you're just one step ahead of somebody, you can be their coach with honesty, with humility, saying that I'm not the best, but I can show you the steps of how I've come. And also, clients are not looking for that perfect person. We have to remember that thing. They're looking for a real person because they themselves are putting themselves into so much pressure that I need to be perfect, etc. So when they see a coach, like say Angela, like you, right? Then they see someone like you, they see someone like me, they're like, wow, she's not perfect, but she's comfortable with it. She's working towards perfection, but she's comfortable with it. And she's so honest about her struggles, etc. It actually gives them the permission to not be perfect.
Yeah.
So please do it, not for yourself, but for all those people who are waiting to receive your help.
Yeah, that last one, we should written that in stone, right? Because we usually just stand in our own way. And there are people out there that need you, that need your help, that need your expertise, whatever it is. So just go for it. And as Namita said, it's a tryout. It's 5 days where you commit to spending time with Namita and learn about the life coaching industry. And then you either enroll or you don't, and you stick around in our audience until you're ready, right? So make sure you sign up. Link will be below this. Is there something last thing that you want to add?
I think that coaching of all types is just going to grow. The business is just going to grow more and more and more. There's not going to be a saturation point here, because what I see is there's so much loneliness in this world with so many families, people not having the shelter and support of families breaking out, people feeling lost and alone, and they're from a particular place, they're living somewhere else, etc. And everyone is now realizing that I would rather, instead of struggling on my own in any particular area of my life, I'd rather hire someone who's been there, done that, and who can give me the exact steps I need. So this industry is going to grow massively even more. And those who are persistent and those who can give good quality, even if they're not perfect, are the ones who are going to stand out. So there's a lot of potential here.
Great. So thank you so much, Namita. This was lovely to speak to you. Our time is running out. We try to keep this around 30 minutes, right? So, but make sure, click on the link, reach out to Namita on LinkedIn. And thank you so much for taking the time to be with me here today to speak about your business. And for you who are new to me, my name is Angela. I'm a virtual event sales expert, and I help my clients do their launches and help them with their program and marketing. So you can reach out to me if that is what you need help with. So thank you so much, and I will see you next time. Take care. Bye.
Bye.